Hamilton's Public School Board says it will no longer name schools after notable people. The decision was made yesterday at a board meeting, and as Eric Viano reports, it comes after one school's name was changed following the discovery of unmarked residential school graves in Canada.
Yesterday's votes on 9 of 11 trustees and 2 student trustees vote in favor of the decision to no longer name schools after people.
We did put it out to consultation in the spring, and we specifically asked our community members whether or not they wanted us to continue the practice of naming after individuals, and 2/3 of the respondents from that survey actually said that they would prefer that we move beyond simply selecting individuals as options for schools.
The draft policy was first suggested in May of last year, and now after yesterday's approval, all schools currently named after a person will be reviewed to ensure they reflect the board's mission, vision, and values. Now, the blueprint for the new policy was founded after Ryerson Elementary School was renamed to Kanétskare Elementary School back in 2021. The school was originally named for Edgerton Ryerson, an architect of the residential school system.
We recognized the harm that comes along with having a historical figure who has a problematic legacy associated with one of our school names.
The board says it will now consider Indigenous history when naming schools.
It might be locations, it might be places. There is definitely going to be a consideration for the Indigenous history in the particular location.
Some students at Bernie Custis Secondary School agree with the board's decision.
Yeah, I don't really think that they should really name schools after a person, because you never really know their background at the end of the day.
I feel like some names could be like a good name to be named after, but they should have like the prior history of what the person did before they name a school after somebody, because it could be a bad person.
And some parents we spoke to also agree.
I don't know what's the history of the person whose name is there on the school. If they decide not to name the schools for people, personally I would say that's a good thing.
The 2 trustees who were not in favor of the policy cited concerns about potentially limiting naming opportunities and ignoring community input. The school board says it will continue to work with the community when it comes to naming schools in the future, and will do so when considering schools that currently hold an individual's name.
It's not going to trigger necessarily an automatic changing of all names, but it does require us to do a little bit more work.
Eric Viano, CHCH News, Hamilton.